I'm Patricia Xavier, so I'm an acting director at NMITE. So I haven't been here that long, I've been here about 2 months so far, and what really struck me when I first came to NMITE was just how engaged and active the students are, and how willing they are to say what they don't know, and how willing they are to support each other. So I saw some really great interaction in my first week between the different students in the cohort that I was teaching. It wasn't just me teaching them, they were also explaining to each other and working concepts out between each other. And that kind of independence is something that I'm not used to seeing with this level students. So it's so nice to see them coming in with that kind of attitude. They're going to go far with that. Hereford's got so much potential. There's this huge agricultural sector around here, huge food and drink, manufacturing places. And the problem that we're having is that we're losing talent. So students or people are getting trained outside of county, then staying outside of county, they're not coming back. So we do have amazing talent here in Hereford, but we're not retaining it in the county because we haven't got those high level education programs to secure high level jobs, technical jobs that will make a difference in the area. So NMITE is really trying to find a way to get that high quality technical provision in the county, to get local people trained up and doing high value jobs, all in Hereford. Engineering is massively creative. So engineering is first of all nearly everywhere. You think about the built environment, you think about even the natural environment. So before I came here many years ago, I was a water engineer. I used to work on flooding and wastewater. And so many of my projects were looking at creative ways of managing flooding. And we were doing things like not just looking at hard defences, flood walls, we were looking at how do you use trees, how do you use natural environment, how do you use the natural morphology of the catchment, and all the different ways and options you've got for managing floodwater, beyond just hard technical engineering. Yes, that's there, that's part of it. But you're not going to come with good solutions unless you're creative and unless you talk to other disciplines. So that's something at NMITE we really try and do with our students. We get them literate about other disciplines, literate about other ways of thinking so they can think outside their technical box. And if you can't, if you're not doing that, you're not really embracing the full purpose of being an engineer, because an engineer is to create new things, and that is all about being creative. So Hereford's a really good place to choose if you are in Herefordshire or Hereford itself. We have a city centre campus. So the Blackfriars campus is right in the city centre, very accessible by train, by bus, or walking if you're in the city. We have another campus on Skylon in Rotherwas, again not far city centre, easily accessible. So location-wise, you can afford to stay at home, you can afford to stay in county, in your current living accommodation while studying, and that saves a lot of cost.
Perfect.
Bursary is valuable because the cost of living is on everyone's mind. I think nearly everyone that I know is stretched in some way that they were before this last couple of years. The bursary is between 7,000 and 10,000 over 2 or 3 years, depending on the length of the course. That's a big chunk of cash, and that is cash. That is not towards fees, it's not towards accommodation. That is money that you can use in the way that you want to use to support your ability to study at NMITE. So we're looking at future engineers as well, we're looking at tomorrow's engineers. I'm a firm believer that we can't solve today's problems with the normal way of doing things. Business as usual has really got us into state we are. So climate crisis, you look at the way that emissions are still far too high. You look at the way we have conflict between different countries, between different organisations. You see some engineering processes benefiting some people, but not benefiting others, and actually harming other groups. Think about pollution. So you've got these amazing cars driving all the way around the country, the world, but the pollution from those roads and cars is killing disproportionately different kinds of people. So lower socioeconomic groups of people are really suffering from engineering innovation, and that's a massive, massive problem. And what we need are engineers who can think about all of these complex interrelationships between engineering, between society, between environment, between technology, between what's legal but what's ethical as well, and make decisions, good decisions in complex environments. That's a really, really hard thing to do. And at NMITE we're trying to not just teach our students those technical skills so they can go and do business as usual. We want them to go and challenge business as usual so that they can find a better way of being an engineer and making engineering a real force for good, not one that just works for the powerful.